One of the biggest frustrations I hear from builders isn't a lack of enquiries. It's spending hours quoting jobs that were never going to go ahead. The homeowner who isn't ready to build, the project with no realistic budget, the person collecting prices from 5 different builders. Because every time you spend time on the wrong inquiry, you're taking away time from the right ones. And when you think about how much time goes into site visits, meetings, quotes, and follow-ups, those bad inquiries can become very expensive. The reality is that not every inquiry is worth quoting, and that's why qualifying leads is so important. In this video, I'm going to show you how builders can identify better inquiries, stop wasting time, and spend time talking to serious clients. Before we jump in, a quick bit of context. I'm co-founder at the Arrow Agency, and we work exclusively with residential builders, helping them attract better inquiries and build a more predictable pipeline. Over the years, we've reviewed hundreds of builder websites, marketing campaigns, and inquiry processes. And one thing becomes very clear: the builders who grow most successfully aren't always the builders generating the most inquiries. They're usually the builders spending more time on the right inquiries, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. The best way to avoid bad leads is to stop attracting them. One of the biggest misconceptions builders have is that qualification starts when the phone rings. It doesn't. It starts long before that. It starts with your website, your marketing, your messaging, and the way you position your business. Think about it this way: if your marketing speaks to everyone, you'll attract everyone. And that's usually where the problem starts, because you'll spend a lot of time talking to people who were never a good fit in the first place. The builders who attract better inquiries are usually very clear about what they do. Are they a custom home builder, extension specialist, bathroom renovator, luxury builder? Their website makes it obvious. Their content makes it obvious. Their messaging makes it obvious. And that helps attract the right people while filtering out the wrong people. A simple example is budget. If your projects typically start at a certain price point, there's nothing wrong with communicating that, because while it might reduce the number of inquiries you receive, it often improves the quality of those inquiries. And that's a mindset shift that many builders need to make. Most builders don't need more inquiries, they need better inquiries. And one of the biggest mistakes I see builders making is measuring marketing success by the number of leads alone. They celebrate getting 50 leads, but if 40 of those inquiries were never going to become a project, how valuable were they really? The builders who grow most successfully become comfortable attracting fewer inquiries if it means attracting better ones. Because good inquiries save time. They convert more often, they create less frustration, and they usually lead to better projects. The reality is that not every inquiry is an opportunity, and understanding that is where better lead qualification begins. Your inquiry form should answer the important questions. Once someone decides to get in touch, the next step is gathering the right information. And this is where many builders miss a huge opportunity. A lot of inquiry forms ask for name, phone number, email, address, and that's about it. The problem with that is none of those things tell you whether the project is actually a good fit. A good inquiry form should help answer some important questions before you even pick up the phone. Where is the project located? Is it in your service area? What type of project are they looking to complete? Do they have a budget in mind? When are they hoping to get started? These questions aren't designed to make things harder. They're designed to save time. Because if someone is outside of your service area, has an unrealistic budget, or isn't planning to start for several years, that's useful information. It helps you prioritize. And that's what qualification is really about: protecting your time. Think about how many times you've had a conversation with someone only to discover that outside of your service area, their budget isn't realistic, they're not ready to move forward, or they're simply collecting prices. Most builders find this out after they've already invested time. The better inquiry form helps you find out before you've invested that time. And when you multiply that across dozens of inquiries every year, it can save a huge amount of effort. The goal isn't to make it harder for people to contact you. The goal is to identify the people who are genuinely a good fit. By the way, if you'd like a copy of the lead qualification framework we've discussed today, we've put together a free downloadable guide. It includes the questions, processes, and discovery call framework that you can start using straight away. You can download it using the link below. So, not every inquiry deserves a quote. This is where things become really interesting, because many builders assume every inquiry should lead to a quote, but that's often where time gets wasted. The builder who qualifies leads well understands that not every inquiry deserves the same amount of attention. Instead, they prioritize. Think of it like a traffic light. Green light inquiries are ready to move forward. they're in your service area, they have a realistic budget, and their timeline makes sense. And they're a good fit for the type of work that you do. Those are the inquiries you want to move on quickly. Then you have yellow light inquiries. They're interested, but they're not quite ready. Maybe they're still researching. Maybe they're 6 months away from making a decision. Maybe they just need more information. Those people don't necessarily need a detailed quote today, but they may simply need some guidance and a follow-up. Then you have red light inquiries. The wrong project, the wrong budget, the wrong location, or simply not a good fit. And one of the biggest lessons successful builders learn is that it's okay to say no. In fact, learning when to say no is one of the most valuable business skills a builder can develop, because every hour spent chasing the wrong inquiry is an hour you can't spend on the right one. Yet many builders struggle with this. They feel like they should quote everything. They're worried that they'll miss an opportunity, or they think every inquiry deserves the same level of attention. But the reality is that not every inquiry deserves a site visit. Not every inquiry deserves a detailed proposal, and not every inquiry deserves hours of your time. This is why discovery calls can be so powerful. A simple 10 to 15 minute phone call can tell you almost everything you need to know. What is the project? What is the budget? What's the timeline? And most importantly, is this someone you actually want to work with? The goal isn't to say yes to every inquiry. The goal is to say yes to the right inquiries. Because when you spend more time on the right opportunities, good things happen. You win more work, you waste less time, and you reduce stress. And your pipeline becomes much more predictable. That's ultimately what good lead qualification is all about. One thing I'd encourage builders to remember is that lead qualification isn't about turning people away. It's about making better use of your time. The client gets clearer expectations, you avoid unnecessary meetings, and your business becomes more efficient. Because growth doesn't come from being busy, growth comes from spending your time on the right things that matter most. The builders who create the most predictable growth aren't usually the builders chasing every inquiry. They're the builders who have systems in place to identify the right opportunities early, because every hour spent on the wrong lead is an hour you could have been spent building a better business. If you're a builder looking to attract better inquiries, improve your sales process and build a more predictable growth pipeline, that's exactly what we help with. We work exclusively with residential builders, helping them build stronger systems and create a more consistent pipeline of work. If you'd like a copy of the lead qualification framework we've discussed today, you can download it using the link below. And if you're interested in more practical advice around marketing, sales, and business growth for builders, make sure you're subscribed. You can also check out our other builder growth videos, where we share practical strategies to help you attract better inquiries, improve your systems, and grow your business with more confidence. I'll see you in the next video.